Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build a model kit and hang out with you. I hope you're doing well. Harold, thank you very much for hosting. Thank you everybody who's here in the chat right now. I'm going to throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe emote. If you're a subscriber, like Dude Wants His Rug right there, you can throw emotes back to me. If you're not a subscriber, you can just say hi or throw in your own emotes. Solf is here. Solf's throwing in some emotes as well. Lashbrook is here. We got a solid crew right off the bat. Dirty just subscribed to Tier 1. That's 5 months. So we're also going to throw the Bear Cave and the Lego and the Scythe emote in there. Thank you for renewing your subscription. I appreciate it very much. That's rad. As always, thank you for that. For renewing. Mr. Bob is here. Harold's here, of course. Thank you, thank you. Hello, everybody. As I said, as always, this is the pre-show. We did the pre-show, and now it's pre-show. Dirty just redeemed 600 points, channel points, cave points, for the soundboard. And so here you go. And of course... And once more. And get out of the way early. Yes, indeed, Dirty. Jam is here. Jam just subscribed with Twitch Prime. That's 25 months. Jam, that is awesome. That is. Thank you so much. Enjoy your emotes that you get as people are renewing their subscriptions. Thank you for renewing. It means a lot to me. Thank you for letting me know you're renewing. That also means a lot. A reminder, folks, if you're not currently a subscriber, you can use Twitch Prime Coin, your Amazon, if you have Amazon linked to Twitch, you could use Cash Money. For some reason, my other emotes are not showing up in Twitch, so I'm just going to use the Scythe emote. I do not know why. My other emotes are not showing up. That is weird. It's weird. But, will it work? Nope, those are just the words. I don't know what's going on. Very strange. But right now, I can only use one of my emotes. That's weird. Let's see. Nope. Yeah, I don't know why. But, I'm having emote issues here on the stream. That's okay, though. That's fine. I don't care about that. Oh, you see them. Okay. Solf says he sees them. All right. Well, that's good. Hello. We're starting a new kit. We got Lego. Not Lego. Sorry. Not Lego. We have the LOTO. You can understand why I said Lego when I meant to say LOTO. The LOTO twin set. This thing transforms, and I'm excited about that. It is a fun little kit. It's the 144 scale, so it is a high grade. I got 2 of them. We're going to build both of them back to back. I have one, and then I got another high grade, and they came together. So we'll probably end up building the other high grade after we finish this. But it's a cool thing. I like building non-Gundams. I like building kits that transform. I like the sheets that are involved. Like, there's, like... build 2 of, and then combine together. This is a very symmetrical kit. Layers them together, they all go together. I'm excited about that. We do have the Zogok as well to build after. They're both 144 scales. I'm going to do a poll for my $10 patrons soon about what they want to see me build next, but I decided I was going to do these 2 high grades back to back because I just want to give a break. I have a kit coming tomorrow, and I don't know which one it is, because a few people have bought stuff off my wish list, so I'm waiting for tomorrow for that. But also, the Exia, which I do want to build, don't get me wrong, is a little too close to the last kit we built. They're just... The Quant and the Exia, because they're the main show Gundams. When you're a main show Gundam, even the Astray, like, there's a lot of similarities there. So we're going to take a break on that one. Which I will build, though, because it was bought off my wish list. And if you buy something from my wish list, you better believe I'm going to build it. And then I got a few things of my own. Honestly, the first thing I'm going to build, because it'll win the poll anyway, is the Lupus, or the Baratos. Not the Lupus, the Baratos. That Master Grade Baratos just looks so damn cool. I can't wait to build it. I'm actually going to refresh my dashboard here So hopefully no one sent a message as I was refreshing it. It's okay if you were. I'm going to refresh to see if I get... Yes, I got my emotes back. Okay. So my emotes are back. Great. And I got some viewers. Hello, viewers. Welcome, welcome. We will get started with our build in just a moment or two. But yeah, just a reminder, if your subscription is lapsed, please renew that. Would love to get back up back to or over 40. That would be rad. Right now we're at 37. I messed up the joke. Shit. I heard a streamer do a joke that I liked who had just become affiliate, and their basic thing was, oh, we just need one more. We're 29 out of 30. We just need one more to hit our goal for the day. And if they got that subscription, they go, all right, we're almost at our goal of 31. I like that joke, but I already said I want to get to 40, so I did screw that joke up. What are you going to do? Anyway, let's go and check out this LOTO. As you can see from this photo, this thing transforms. You see the photos there. It's one thing, and then it becomes another thing. And now, is it the most exciting transformation in the world? Is it a twin-headed dragon? Surfing Ninja, hello to you. No, it's not a twin-headed dragon. Twin LOTOs, indeed, Ultron. Is it a jet? No, it's some sort of tank thing. But whatever, it transforms, and you do it. Surfer Ninja says, for Christmas, I got a kit. Ooh, nice. Congratulations. And a display stand. Nice, nice, nice. I've run out of display stands unless they come with a kit. And generally the ones that come with kits are to hold the big weapon that came with it, which is great. But not necessarily the stand for the kit itself. But cool. That's awesome. I got a bunch of Amazon dollars, gift card stuff, and I bought the Master Grade Baratos, and that has arrived, and it looks great. I got that. Oh, you got a 144 high grade Baratos. Nice. Baratos is a great kit. As I've said in the past, and I will say again, when people are like, I've been building high grades, and they're looking for that next step up, if they're like, Master Grade, I'm not really sure. They use these suits in the early part of Unicorn Infantry Colony. It's also a troop carrier. Yes. If only I could make the stickers work. Yeah, stickers can be rough, especially on a 144. Sometimes it's a little tough. But the thing that I was going to say, so I always tell folks that are looking to build, if they're like, oh, I do a lot with high grades, but I'm looking to take that step up. If you're not ready for master grades, I wouldn't say real grades were a good thing. Because I do, in my heart of hearts, I believe that real grades are not worth the money. Because they can look very cool, but they're also weirdly like sometimes the arms just aren't good. Like the joints in the arms are just not good. And the amount of detail in small pieces that don't quite fit right, or they do, but you really gotta. It's just I don't know. Real grades to me aren't necessarily worth it. I would say that if you're going to go from high grade and you're not ready to go to master grade, you feel like you're not ready, then I would myself say that it's time to try out the full mechanics from Iron Blooded Orphans. The Iron Blooded Orphans line of no grades. The later versions are called full mechanics, and the old ones are basically full mechanics. And I think they're fun. Obviously, they're not as detailed as a master grade, but you're getting a lot of cool. You're building the skeleton, and the skeleton. Once you build one of those skeletons, it feels like a lot of the Gundams, particularly in that line, are very similar. But they just turn out rad. They just turn out really rad, and it's really fun to build. So I would definitely say that you should check that out. Because I do think that it is totally worth your time, energy. Yesterday I also got Pokemon Shield. Nice. Yeah, Mr. Bob, tedium is a good word to describe real grades. I just think that they're not. I would say get an RE100 kit if you're looking for something different, right? Because the RE100s, the Reborns, are weird. They're weird kits, right? If you're just tired of building the main Gundams and shows or the main enemy mobile suits and you want something a little different, I would say that'll do you, right? I do like the high grade Universal Century stuff that we're getting, like this kit. I cannot remember when this came out. It came out a few years ago. This is a so this was 2010. So this did come out quite some time ago. But the high grade Universal Century, when they started doing that, I do think that these high grades are quality and interesting to build. So I am pleased to put these together. All right, so we'll build this, and then we'll build. We need some C's and a B. All right. Also, 50 to 20-year-old master grades are pretty easily compared to what is out now, but they also could be cheap. Yeah, sometimes. Look, some kits are hard to find, right? You know, Amazon has been great for allowing folks to be able to pick up kits, especially like in my situation where I'm looking for people to pick things up and, you know, and send them to me. That can be very helpful. But you're not always going to get a lot of, you know, older master grades. Sometimes you're just not going to find them. That's where hobby shops are going to come in. That's where you're going to find those kind of odds and ends that you might be looking for of some older master grade kits. And then the only thing you have to look out for is the G Gundam master grade generation, which was like, what if we just added a bunch of like screws? You just need to screw in some parts. Hello, the Hollow. Welcome. Haven't seen you in a bit. Happy to have you here. Which you know, I don't mind the screw element of that kind of thing, of having to like use Phillip head screws in a model kit. But it is a weird. The G Gundam era is a weird like transitional period where they were trying something, which I can applaud. But yeah, overall it's like it's still like a weird. It can be a weird thing. But yeah, you know, I don't know. Real grades, I built a couple real grades that I've enjoyed. I built a few real grades that were incredibly frustrating, and I just like, I don't know. Also, as you know, this is in the 144 scale, which is not my favorite. It's been a long while of being busy around this time. There you go. I understand the Hollow. 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern is fairly convenient for the East Coast, but I understand that on the West Coast, it's still early. Like, saying, hey, my stream starts at 6 p.m. for people, it's still, like, not great. And I understand that. I don't feel like I can start, like, my stream any later and be, like, cognizant and there. And then also, like, well, if I streamed at 10 p.m., then there's a good chunk of the year where Harold isn't going to be able to check out my streams because Harold has to get up the next day, and usually he's only around when not working or when working. Harold can only kind of be here for the first hour, and I know that that's not like the best. So, and also I'm using Harold as an example because I know Harold, that is an example for him, but I do know that that also applies to other people as well on the East Coast. Like me going like 10 to midnight on the East Coast wouldn't be great for a bunch of people. Also myself included. Probably not thrilled about that myself. So that's kind of like where I'm at when it comes to that stuff. I just understand that for the East Coast, like, you know, if you work till 6, it might be hard to come see me stream, and I get that, and just have to, you know, apologize for that being the case. So this goes like this, right? Okay, so it looks like that. Does that look right? I'm putting this. Okay, so this goes like this. And that goes like that, right? Yeah. And that goes like that, and this goes up in here. You know, this kit I'm not super familiar with. This suit in Unicorn, because I'm not super familiar with Unicorn as a show. this is a good time. It's just an odd schedule on my part. Well, the Hollow, that's good to hear. I'm glad to hear that. But I do know, I hear from folks every now and again. Back in the day, I was doing 8 p.m. until 10 p.m. on Thursdays because I had events to, I had a show I was producing, and I have to go to that show, so I couldn't stream when I wanted to, which I know frustrated some people because that was 5 p.m. Eastern, which is not the best time in the world for some people who are trying to do stuff. So I understood that. But hopefully, okay, all right. So this is how it goes. All right. But as far as I know as of this moment anyway, right now, my schedule, I'm gonna continue to stream at this time, and the only time that changes is like later in January. I'm going to be working on a Saturday night, so I'm going to stream earlier that day because it's Saturday. And then, I know that's going to be there. But my schedule could change if job stuff comes up because I am applying for a bunch of different kinds of things. And some of them are day jobs and some of them are night jobs. And some of them are full-time, and some of them are part-time, and I just don't know what my schedule is going to be. My hope is that I can continue to do what I need to do. The other thing is, I'm going to have to start thinking about, so I kind of picked an arbitrary amount of money that my Patreon needed to hit per month for me to start adding the Monday stream, because folks that have been around a while, like Jam, for instance, know that I originally started doing 1 day a week, and then I expanded to 2 days a week. And then I wanted to expand to 3 days a week of building. But I realized, well, the amount of kits that I would need, if I'm adding another 2 hours a week, I'm going to have to be spending more money on kits, and it just wasn't feasible at the time. It's even less now. So I set my goal of, if I hit $150 a month on my Patreon, I will be able to continue to do I will add a third stream a week. And I've been able to do that basically the whole year. And as the year's gone on, I've had a few people come and go. But my Patreon right now is at... I got to log in and look at that. I got logged out somehow. My Patreon is at $154. So that is all... I have to make this decision, right? I might have to make the decision at some point. I do not know when. But at some point, I might have to make the decision. Am I going to not stream 3 days a week? But I want to stream. I enjoy streaming. I like doing it. I like having people here. So I don't want to not do that third hour, but it might be even tougher to put money towards model kits. Of course, also this year in particular, I've had more stuff bought on my wish list than I had last year, which has been very helpful, certainly. But so we'll see. I don't know. I'm kind of talking out loud right now. I don't know what's going to go on with my Patreon, but that's kind of where we're at. But I lost one of my $10 patrons this month, and another patron dropped down in price, and then last month I lost a couple, so it's been a little dicey. I don't know. This has been dicey all around, so I understand. See, I don't have anything really exciting going on with me. I would love to say that I have, oh yeah, I did this cool thing and I did that cool thing. I didn't do any of those cool things. I didn't. I went to the post office today, and I mailed a package. Very cool, right? Totally rad. I mailed a package to Epic Open World because they won my giveaway. So I sent them a package in the mail. That's the that picked the wrong thing. That's the only thing I really did other than send a bunch of resumes out and did that kind of stuff. So, the Hollow. I'll talk about some of the stuff that I've been enjoying, just so you know, anime-wise. right now we are in the doldrums because new stuff starts next week. There might be some stuff that starts this weekend. I have to double check, but because I look every day basically. But the new stuff is going to start next week. So I've been using this time to catch up a little bit here and there to find things that I'm like, oh, this is interesting. Oh, this is cool. So I'll talk about the two things that one show that I watched and then one series that I caught up on. I'll do that in the second half because that's usually when I do my anime stuff, my reviews of the week basically. But so let's see. I think we'll do this one here. So we can do this, or we can do that. So we'll put that aside because I don't know. We're going to use which one we're going to use until I build it. So we'll put that on there. So yeah, I don't really know. Okay, sorry. My favorite show of this last season, which is kind of wrapping up, we're in the between the fall and the winter season. My best show of the fall season was After School Dice Club. It's on Hulu and Funimation. That show rules. And as I start talking about new stuff, I will stop talking about how much I love that show. But right now, I can tell you that show is one of my favorites of the year because it was just beautiful and lovely. Let's see. I won't talk about it in the anime recap stuff, but I watched the last bunch of episodes of Fairy Tail because Fairy Tail ended this year. Fairy Tail started a long time ago and then took a break and then came back and then took a break and then wrapped up. But here's the thing, the creator of Fairy Tail, even before Fairy Tail was a thing that I was like semi-interested in, because I would get hot and cold on the show, that's the guy that did Rave Master. So like, which is more, it's not about raves. Rave Master is it's a bad name. It's just it's a fighting shonen. But that show was like very good and then was not good at all and then ended. And I was like, oh, all right. And then there was the new show. And then eventually, this motherfucker, this creator, takes a support, goofy, weird little animal character from Rave Master, Puar, and not Puar, Plue, 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 the like sidekick character, the little animal mascot character, shows up in Fairy Tail, and it's like, come on, dude, what are you doing? What are you doing here? A real weird choice. But I enjoyed that choice. I was talking about this, so I think I mentioned this on Twitter. So Fairy Tail ends. One of the ending of parts of Fairy Tail is a spirit bomb, from Dragon Ball Z. Not exactly a spirit bomb, but the equivalent of all of these characters being like, we're going to give you our power to help funnel this big old spell to take down a bad guy. We're all going to give it out. And so it's like all the people you've seen fighting that have been there and the ones that got hurt aren't as hurt anymore. And everyone's like jumping in and helping out and doing their thing. And then they're like, we're using our telepathy spells to reach out to other places. And one of the characters that like can teleport has been going around being like, hey, we need your help. You got to help with this. And so like a bunch of fucking minor characters are also giving up their mana, their like magic energy to help do it. And like characters from other story arcs, characters that were bad guys that got beat up out of nowhere, one-off characters that were just in the anime, they also put in, even though they weren't in the manga, that were just like in there. They also put them in because they were like, well, we should also include this guy. Like, there's a whole one-off episode years and years ago that was like, people remember it a lot because there's a bunch of scenes of characters learning how to ballroom dance, and it's this whole, it's a very silly, easy episode. But like the villainous guy from that, who isn't really a villain, is there with his princess, and they're like helping out. And it's a thing where it's like, oh wait, it's that dude. Oh, it's those people. Oh shit. Oh yeah. And it's like, I mean, it's just one of those things where you're like, holy shit, I've been watching this anime since 2004. Like, off and on. Like, that's a long fucking time. And to get, like, those kind of, like, fun little things where you're like, there was a couple people that I'm like, I don't remember who that is, and I had to, like, look it up. And you're like, oh, yeah, okay. And it was just, like, really rad. I don't know. It was a fun, like, way for the show to kind of go out and acknowledge its long history. I don't know. I appreciated it. I've been pretty into, like, how that concluded. Some of the, like, ways it wraps up is like, all right. And then also, like, it wraps up, and then they're like, and also, here's another thing. And then there is a manga that so the story wrapped up in the manga, right? It was the end game of anime. I mean, a little bit. There is a thing where, like, everybody fucking shows. Here's the thing. Everyone shows up, but not all the fight. Like, the thing I liked about it was all these motherfuckers show up to help out with the spell. And then also, all these other people, these 7 dragon slayers, are all fighting, like, at the same time. So there's, like, 2 battles happening at once. And that's pretty great. I guess I would have liked to see Anna get involved a little more because she was the person that created all of it. There is a weird thing that happens in One Piece, or not One Piece, in Fairy Tail that I always thought was like a funny rewrite where I'm like, I wonder when when the creator made the decision. Oh wait, I have these new dragon slayers that say they killed their dragon, but not all the dragon slayers said they killed their dragon. Some of the dragons just disappeared. I guess that's a false memory. I guess I'll just put that in that, like, a couple of them decided to do that thing. That was a weird choice, which, like, doesn't really hold up in the grand scheme of things, but it's still, like, fine. I don't know. There's a couple things in that show that I'm like, all right, this is fine. This is a fine choice that you're making. But yeah, I mean, overall, it's a good show. I enjoy it. And I think that, like, it ends pretty well. Also, I was saying, so the manga writer isn't doing the art for 1,000-Year Quest or whatever, which is our 100-Year Quest, whatever it is, the continuation of Fairy Tail. And also, like, nobody knows if they're going to do an anime of it. They might. Nobody knows. The voice actor for Natsu, the main dude, the fire dragon, the dragon slayer, is, like, really pushing. He's like, oh, they gotta do it. They gotta do it. And it's like, all right, dude. Okay. All right, Todd. All right, Todd. You can relax, man. I don't think you have much say in if they're going to do an anime of the show that you were in or not. Sorry. I don't think you get much pull in this category. But, like, good luck. Good luck to you, buddy. I hope they make the anime that you really want them to make. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where, like, when things wrap up, like, I caught up on Naruto because I wanted to watch the end of Naruto as it was happening. Because I, like, to me, that felt like an important thing because it's been so long. Like, if I slip on One Piece, if I, like, fall off on One Piece, I will catch back up as they continue. There's still got plenty of time left in One Piece, but, like, what's his name is like the creator of One Piece is like, I'm thinking I might be done soon. We'll see. And then there's, like, people keep wondering if they're going to continue the story of Hunter x Hunter, and I'm like, probably not. There was no Hunter x Hunter manga in 2019. The creator is in poor health, and just didn't put out any of it in 2019. And, like, I'm so glad that I never got into the One Piece, or not One Piece, sorry, the Hunter x Hunter manga. Because if I got into Hunter x Hunter manga, I would be real bummed. The anime ends like, hey, there's more stuff going on, and there's still some things to deal with, but like, also, that was pretty good. We did a pretty good job. Everyone should be pretty proud of what they did. We accomplished some stuff. We should be pretty proud of ourselves. So, I'm not too I've never been too worried about that show. What Oda is going to retire, just moving on. He hasn't said. I mean, this is just like in interviews. He said like, I think I see the end of it. He could make another show. He could also just take a nice long fucking rest and relax. He might have other ideas. He might want to do some older stuff, some stuff that now that he's Oda, he can do whatever he wants, and like, who knows? I mean, the life of a manga creator seems bad and like a lot. I keep thinking, I can't stop thinking about that documentary, the Shaman King creators, the mini doc, and just how like fucking much of a bummer all of reading about that was, and just like how much I just like was just like, oh god, like he just like gave up so much. I liked what I saw of Hunter x Hunter, but the Chimera Saga was too long for it. The Hollow, here's the thing. It's just weird because it's basically 3 anime. It's the Hunter x Hunter exam, the Hunter exam, which is very shonen, and then like there's the Tournament of Power stuff, but that's still very like in that. And then once you get into the game, like the Game Island stuff, it definitely takes a tone, and it definitely changes up what the anime is, and the manga. And then the Chimera arc is just like, might as well be a different show. It just feels so different. That like, I don't know. I've always had an odd thought about that show. And then the things they get into later, the Dark Continent, there's some other fighting things. There's some interesting stuff going on. But, the spider arc, when they're fighting the spiders, that still feels like, I don't know, like one of the regular phases. Oda gets to take a week off every week, which is more than I could say for most. Yeah, I'm week off every month. Yeah, Lashbrook, certainly. Because he's in a position where he can. He's in a position where he gets to do that. Depends on the system. Some systems at publishers are set up differently, but some creators, especially like newer creators, if they're going to have assistants, they're paying for the assistants out of they subcontract assistants based on the pay they get, and some cannot afford to do that, and some can afford to do that. If you're rolling and you're making waves and you need assistance and you need help, then you can do that. I know, with some creators, and then some creators don't draw they're like, I'm not going to draw for this book. This story, someone else is going to do. I'm only going to do one-offs for a bit. I'll draw here and there. I'll do covers maybe, but I'm not going to do that. It depends on who's doing it and what they're doing. Jam just redeemed. Play the soundboard. All right, time to play some soundboard. I know people that love that arc but lost me. There, I thought I'd like a tournament arc again, but I really like the Hunter x Hunter one. The Hollow, I think the tournament, I think that the tower stuff was interesting, was an interesting way to do that kind of tournament. And of course, and why not? Great, great, great. Enjoy those sound effects. Yeah, I think the tournament is done really well. Because I know that, like, Yu Yu Hakusho ended because he was tired of it. He was just tired of doing it. He was tired of the characters. He was tired of the story. He wasn't enjoying himself. And and wasn't enjoying what the kind of story he was telling, which is, in my opinion, why Hunter x Hunter has arcs that feel so weird. Like that Chimera arc just feels weird compared to everything else. It's interesting to like see what things are going on. Like I talk about how season 2 of One Punch Man is disappointing. Now, it's mostly disappointing because the art in the first couple episodes isn't that great, and it gets better, but overall, the art is not as good. The animation studio just not putting out the kind of content that I would appreciate myself. I'm not alone in thinking that, but that's kind of where I'm at. I'm like, this is not as good as it could be, in my opinion. And then also, people don't love the story of season 2 as much. This particular chapter. Some people don't love the monster stuff, or the monster fights, or the focus on all of the monster collective. The look at Sonic. Some people don't love how much Sonic, because man, some people fucking hate that character, and I get it. I mean, I understand. But the big thing with that show is just that, like, it really, really feels like you're watching an anime of some, or reading a manga, watching an anime of someone who is just sick of writing Saitama. Because, like, Saitama spends a long time telling people what a hero is, but also, so yeah, it's the sound of Speed Sonic. Yeah, I think Sonic is great. But he spends a lot of time telling people what a hero is, and his opinion on, and like, don't look down on heroes, but also questioning the very nature of what makes a hero, which I don't have a problem with. I think that's cool. But it does mean that, like, the show feels really disjointed. And then it's also like, oh, I made an anti-hero. He's fighting heroes, but he's pretty cool. Ah, shit, I made a cool character. Ooh, I just want to write more panels of this cool character beating up a bunch of dudes who are trying to make a name for themselves instead of just focusing on being heroes because they have, like, S-rank envy. Oh, but this guy's so cool. It's just like, I get it, man. I think you're sick of One Punch Man. It's just a weird thing. That whole season is just weird. But then also, I love King. I think the choices they made with the anime version of King are really solid. I think that character is really fun. I love the idea of, because he just looks intimidating, and other people have done things and people assumed he's the hero, that they just have to justify why he's the hero to themselves. It's just people making justifications and assumptions. So the idea that his heart beating so much in his chest because he's so scared, his heart pounding in his chest, is people like call that the King engine, like he's raring to go and revving up and can't wait to like make some physical attack or something. And it's just like, no, that's just him being terrified. I love the concept of the King engine because it's certainly not a thing he came up with. It's just what people have been saying about him. It's good. I just think it's like, so there are good things. Of course, as I said, Metal Bat, one of my favorite characters on the show. Always thrilled to see Metal Bat doing his thing, being a cool delinquent and having fun and getting things done, making things happen, trying his dangdest. I wonder when, if ever, Blast will ever show up. I don't know. You have to wonder, because there's so much mythology and there's so much like story and stuff to it. It's like, how much do we know about Blast? How much is Blast real? How much is like Blast? Blast is definitely the person that like we know exists, but does he for real? And like, or the version of him, or what's the twist there? And then also like, is it something that like we know is actually happening, or is it just like Oh yeah. I don't care about that guy, so we'll never see him because I don't know. It is always an odd thing uh, with One Punch Man to know what's the truth and what's just like convenient for that particular story in the moment. Um, I don't know. Like, uh, is Saitama stronger than Blast? Possibly. A lot of people like do the whole thing of like, all right, well, what's his actual power? How is he like this? What is he? And blah, 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 and all that stuff. And I'm like, man, those answers aren't going to be interesting. None of those answers are ever going to be interesting. Uh, you can explain stuff if you want to, but like sometimes I do think it's the decisions, the stories come in. Saitama is at least 3 Gokus. Yeah. When I talk about Black Clover, right? So, they explained that the 5 Clover Grimoire, which is the grimoire that our main character has, that Asta has. 5 is created when a demon resides in, or when someone that's holding a 4-leaf or 4-clover grimoire, which is considered to be special and one of the most powerful ones. When someone goes through a lot of grief that is holding that, and then a demon enters that grimoire, it becomes a 5-clover. And they're unique and different. And then this particular one had a sword that would just absorb all of your mana. So only someone who doesn't have any mana, which is like Asta, can control this particular grimoire. And like, they didn't look. The creator of this manga didn't have to do that. Didn't have to do that ever. Never had to explain what a 5-star or a 5-clover grimoire is and why it has that and what the connections are. Use it in the story, and I think it's a good bit of the story. So I do like it. But like, I would also have been fine with like, yeah, I don't know. This is a special thing with a bunch of cool ass swords. He just has a bunch of cool swords. Sure, I'm fine with that. I don't know. It is interesting sometimes when you see creators, if they've chosen to do. If they've chosen to explain themselves, and sometimes people have thought things out a long time ago, and you can tell. And other times, like I said, that fairy tale thing felt like a retcon. Like, shit. Like, there's a huge reveal in the show about what END is, the end of all things, the ultimate spell created by Zareth in order to kill him, because Zareth cannot die and wants to die. So he created a book of demons. But it will also, most likely, spell the end of the world. So that's not good. And it's like, how long did you know what END was? And when did you know, like, and what the big reveal is? Like, who knows? Who knows when that decision was made and what negated that decision? Who knows when the time travel stuff first started and when you decided you're going to do that, and how you retroactively a couple characters became other things and more important, and I don't know. You never know with creators, especially the ones that are doing stuff like week to week, right? Because sometimes you're just like, I just want to fill this out. That's why sometimes you'll get like a character that just looks different next time you see them, because they're like, oh yeah, that character. That person's important now, so they're going to look different. Because now I'm going to pay attention to, I'm going to make them look cool, because now they're a villain in the show. So I got to make sure they look cool, because they did not look cool before. And I need them to do stuff now. Oh yeah, this one character that was a joke that's really popular, I guess I'll include it more, because sales of that character, like background images for that character sales, are high, or downloads are high on the website. This character won a popularity contest, so now I'm going to include it in the show more. I wasn't planning on it, but people like this character. So I guess I'll rewrite a bunch of stuff just to include it. Because I don't know. Shonen is fucking weird, man. Like, all manga is an odd business because it is weekly and it is so focused on, like, fan interaction and fan support and polling and all kinds of stuff. It's so dependent on that. And yeah, and like pressure from publishers to be like, hey, we need more of this or all that and whatever. I haven't looked at it, the manga for the new fairy tale, the new story. If he's not drawing it, I wonder if it's less booby. That show was just very booby. And like 2004 Pat Baer was just like, okay. 2019 Pat Baer, this last season, I was just like, oh, good. Okay. Sure. Great. Okay. Yeah, Wendy's jealous of characters because she didn't grow in the year of the show. Great. Okay, cool. Sure. Yes, all these characters really care about this. Great. Okay. I don't know. Like, whatever. The show's horny, but sometimes I'm just like, okay, yeah, alright, fine. I get it. Sure. Sometimes I'm just a little over it. You know what I mean? Alright, we're building. So, I don't think I said this about this kit. You build both. You can build both of them. They do transform, but you can also it's a 144 high grade, but it's two of them. So I'm only going to build one on stream, just so you know. I will build the other off stream, and it will be fun to build this off stream, but it'll also be like one of the only kits I've built off stream since I started doing this show, the live streams. I don't build model kits in my free time. I build them on stream. I built a Lego set with some friends. We built a big Lego set with some, like last summer. I did one project with some people, and we put a thing together for like a window display. And I got asked like, hey, would you come in and help me? And so, like, I did that. It was like a 4,000 piece kit. It was fun to do with a bunch of people. Tackled segments of it. But, like, I don't have the, why am I going to build a kit? The first kit to be built off stream in 2020. Right? Yes, Dirty. This is the first kit of 2020, and then that'll be the first kit I built off stream, but I will put it together because I do want to have both of them. But I'm like, I'm not gonna build this and then build it again on stream. Like, I could, but I'm not going to. And I didn't know that at first. At first, I was like, wait, why is this have all these pieces here like this? What's going on? Oh yeah, so this is the head that comes up and goes down. So we'll put it down first. Or we'll keep it up first. And then, but yeah, I was very confused when I got this kit. And I was looking at it, I'm like, what's going on with all this stuff? I was like, oh. You get two of them, which is pretty fun. But yeah. We're moving right along on this kit. It should be a pretty simple, straightforward build, but a fun one. All right. There. Oops. Just don't pop in. There we go. Gotta pop these in. Oops. Pop these in and then put the front plate on. I'll wait a second before I put these on again. Let me get the front plate and get the pieces on there. Hello, Enzo. What are you doing? This is a model kit building stream. We are working on the twin LOTO set, which is a high grade from the world of Gundam. It's in Unicorn Gundam. And we're assembling a model kit and talking and hanging out. Welcome. This kit transforms. As you can see the photos on either side there. But also, not only does it transform between the two things, it actually, we're getting the one thing, and you're going to get a second one if I could build, which I'm not going to do on stream, as I said. But I could later assemble that too, and then I can have both versions, which is pretty neat. I like a kit that is, involved in transforms. As I said, I'm not the biggest fan of doing this size of kit. I don't love this size of kit. The 144 scale is not my favorite. I prefer the 100 scale. Because I just, on stream, like it better. Soft just said, play the soundboard. You just redeemed your points. Give me 1 second. Let me put the sticker on this, and then I will play the soundboard. Because you requested it. Put the sticker on here. Oops. Let me put the sticker on here properly. And then I will play the soundboard. There we go. Okay, let me play the soundboard. My Christmas gift. A nonsense little thing. Alright, so let's do... and we'll do... And then... And then my favorite. Some real Hanna-Barbera-ass sound effects on that thing. That is just a nonsense piece of Christmas gift. Just a very silly Christmas gift that I very much enjoy. It's just very silly, and I very much appreciate it. A gift from my mom and dad. Alright. I had some thought, and I can't remember. I'm going to talk about Spanish. So we were talking about the Monetas last, I think, 2 streams ago, or last stream. Talking about the issues in Shonen and all that. New season stuff coming out. I'm excited about that. Bunch of anime coming out very soon. Of course, we got Heya Camp coming out. Room Camp, which is the English translation of Heya Camp. They're calling it Room Camp, which is just the laid-back camp spin-off series, little side story series. That's fun. Excited for that. Bunch of different things coming out soon. A plethora of things. Lots of comedies and romantic comedies and dramas. Some action stuff coming out. Very little in the way of isekai. The villainess one is coming out. I can't remember the name of that. Let's see. What is it called? My Next Life as a Villainess. All Routes Lead to Doom. Which is basically an isekai-ish kind of show. I guess it'd probably be categorized as isekai. That should be interesting. I don't know if it's gonna be good, but it should be interesting. Yeah, there's a few shows coming out that I'm kind of like excited about. Orphan, the remake of Orphan, that should be pretty cool. That I remember liking that series mix of action and comedy, like kind of a doof main character, but like he's playful because his life was hard and that that's how he copes, like that kind of a character. I remember liking that show. I haven't gone back to it, so I don't know. Maybe I won't like it. And I think I Hate Getting Hurt is going to be an interesting kind of like RPG, like virtual world series. It's not an isekai because no one's trapped, but she's like the main character's in a like virtual reality MMO, but doesn't really understand, like, didn't understand RPG stuff, so she just became, like, the world's best tank character. Have you watched Drifters? And so, what's your opinion? So, I fell off of Drifters after a while. I like the art style. It's gory as hell, but I think the fighting is kind of cool, and it's kind of like it's very mindless violence, and there's a lot to like about that, right? There's stuff to enjoy about that show. So I think Drifters like has some quality parts to it. Overall, I wasn't like super into it, and I didn't finish it. The Hollow, I did not watch any of Promised Neverland. I have not seen any of it. I have no plans to see it. If it's good, great. I know that some people really like it, but like, there's just something in my bones that tells me that I don't want to watch these kids try not to get fucking murdered in this or whatever sinister bullshit is happening in that place. I just don't think I can. I just don't think that's for me. It's just not what I want to watch. I don't mind violent shows. I don't mind hard shows. I don't like horror, but I don't mind suspense. But I generally don't like kids as the main character in harm's way is something where I'm like, the anime cliffhanger is definitely not for you either. Yeah, I just like, not really interested in it. Happy that people like it and want to watch more of it. I mean, I'll talk in the second hour, or after we take our break, which will be soon. I'll talk about how there are a few shows that like, or there was a show that I kind of got caught up on that I bounced off of, and now, I don't love it, but I gave it a second chance and I like it more. I will say the main character is awesome. That's great. I'm glad. Like there's always a that's the thing. There's always a bunch of anime stuff that I watch, a bunch of stuff that nobody I know watches, and that's fine. And I watch a bunch of stuff that a lot of people, or there's stuff that a lot of people watch and love that I don't check out. And to me, that's like totally okay. Like there's another like, oh, you downloaded an app and then you have magical abilities in this death game that you're a part of. Like, I'm not going to watch that death game anime, I'm probably not going to watch it. I just don't think it just, like, I watched the trailer and I was like, yeah, all right. And I know that there's probably some people that are like, that's my jam. This is exactly what I want. Because they're the people that watched, like, that Zodiac one, the fight to the death, with everyone had different abilities, and they all had animals in Zodiac, and that one where there was the honey badger, and it was like killing bite. I was like, I do not want to watch this at all. I watched, like, a quarter of the first episode, and I was like, no, thank you. Oh, it didn't show up, but Enzo, thank you for the follow. Oh, you know what? It did show up. I didn't notice it. Enzo, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that very much. But yeah, like, so there's some stuff there's a psychological, like, mind thriller thing coming out that I'm also like, I don't know, maybe I will. But I also, like, I found out that, Aizoken looks awesome. Aizoken looks really cool. It's a cool looking art style. And it's about, like, a person that wants to make an anime based on the town they live in and the school they go to. And there's just a clip of, like, the two people being like, okay, yeah, we're going to do this. And then somebody just being like, are you guys talking about anime? Do you guys like anime? And, like, someone joins their crew because they, like, found someone that likes the things they like. And it just looks like a cool, fun, odd adventure. And as I said, the art style reminds me a lot of, like, the Gorillaz art style, the bands, like, their whole art thing. So I was like, okay, I'm probably going to check this out. this seems like it might be pretty cool. I hope it is. But yeah, I'm excited about having some lighter stuff in January to go along with the brutal fights in Black Clover that are coming up that I know, like, I can see on the horizon. Because there's a fucking devil. They're fighting a devil that uses word magic, so they just say things and it happens. Like, that's going to be hard to fight. So I know that's going to get rough, and there's going to be some characters that get fucked up. My hero is just going to be having some real good fight scenes and some real rough stuff. Like, that's got more rough. It's coming on that, I'm sure. Right now, there's no way Luffy could beat Kaido, so, like, okay. I don't know what's going to happen there. Like, I know that my shonen is in rough shape, so I'm looking forward to some light viewing. Because even like Senton Academy, Join the Pack, like, yeah, there's going to be some action in that, but it's mostly going to be like this fish out of water in a weird world, like figuring stuff out and trying to like make friends and all that other stuff. Like, that to me just feels like, yeah, all right, I'm into this. I'm into whatever this is. This should be okay. Yeah, I'm more into the lighter fare that's coming out next year, or this year, I should say, this season. Like, will I like Oda Cinnamon Nobagata? Maybe. I don't know. Like, famous known characters reincarnated as animals or dogs mostly. I don't know if I'm going to like that. I might think that sucks. I don't know. Science Fell in Love. Like, that sounds like a fun kind of romantic, that's a romantic show. But if the characters aren't interesting or appealing to me, then I'll probably bounce off of it. But it might be like an awesome show. I don't know. And there's always something that, like, I haven't seen a preview of yet, right? There's always something. Need to figure out if there's anything on Hulu this season that would merit my continuing my sub. Yeah, Dirty, I'm in the same way. Right now, you run into this issue, right, where, or at least I run into this issue where I see the previews on Crunchyroll, and then sometimes there's previews on Funimation, and you know it's going to be both, but sometimes there's previews on Funimation that are also going to be on Hulu. So, like, there's a few shows that I haven't seen on Crunchyroll yet. So, like, I don't know if they're going to be there or they're going to be there, or if they're going to be that weird thing where, like, I need to have Funimation and it's subtitled and dubbed on Funimation, and I'm like, I'm just not going to get that because I'm not going to pay for 3 things. Because there's occasionally shows that are just on Funimation. Or I would be having to get that Australian site, which I'm not going to fucking get that Australian streaming service. But yeah, so I you kind of just be like, all right, well, this is going to come out here, and then I'm going to keep going. So, like, next week, I'll figure out if I want to keep having Hulu or if I'll let it lapse for a season. And then just, like, binge whatever I want to binge again. I would totally drop Hulu for Funimation depending on what's on. I mean, for me, I want to watch the subtitled, right? And Funimation doesn't always have the subtitle. Sometimes they have the dubbed and the subtitles on Hulu. And so, like, I'm in that boat there. I mostly prefer to watch it on Crunchyroll. Anyway, I'm going to take a pause for the cause. Hey, if you're currently watching right now and you're a subscriber, let's throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe emote in the chat. Let the people know that you're a subscriber. Thank you very much for being a subscriber. I appreciate it very much. Only reason I kept the season was for overcautious, but I dropped off that show. Cautious Hero is overly cautious. Thank you, Self. Thank you, Ultron. Thank you, everybody. Cautious Hero tries to justify why the main character is a dick, and I don't think they pull off the justification, but the final fights are interesting. It's not really worth it. But Hulu has After School Dice Club, which is my favorite show this season. It was the only slice of life this season and was real good. Harold's here. Yeah, Harold. Lashbrook with the modified my face. So I have ways to, being a subscriber, bits and coins, always appreciated. Thank you very much, everybody that gives some bits here and there. I very much appreciate that. You help me so much by doing that. As I mentioned earlier in the stream, my Patreon, I could use a little more support on there if that's something you're interested in doing, if you're already in the system. Cautious Hero starring Harris Foster, indeed. But I have a Patreon. You can consider joining that. And, of course, if you're watching this stream live or after the fact, if you're watching live, you can see there in the chat. If you're watching after the fact on YouTube, go to the show description. You'll find all this information right there. So that is a way to help me out. $1, $3, $5, $10. You got choices there. That's one way to do it. I have some donation links. You're under no obligation to do any of this stuff, but anything you give through any of these means goes to me buying kits and equipment, which I very much appreciate. So donations by Patreon, Twitch. When I get another payout from YouTube in the future, that'll all go into buying kits and equipment for the stream. That's where your money goes if you want to give. This kit was bought off Amazon for my Amazon wish list. I'm going to put that wish list here in the chat. If you want to buy something on a wish list, it'll get sent to me, and then I'll build it on stream. That is a way to do that. And I'll talk about a couple things that are on here that strike my fancy. A Lego set that's like a small little kit that I put up there. Thor's weapon. That just looks like a fun little kit. Some 1/4 scales like this. The smaller kits that are a little cheaper, really priced. Some ships that I could build from One Piece that are fun. As I said, more 1/4 scales. Bunch of different things. Lego sets and model kits and papercraft kits and all kinds of things that I would build on stream. If you wanted to buy them, you could, and then I will build it. And if you're like, Pat, I like this, but I don't want to do that because I don't want to buy stuff on Amazon, you could buy a gift card to USA Gundam Store and then send me the code, and then I would buy something for USA Gundam Store. You could send me a whisper here on Twitch or a DM on Twitter because my tweets are open, or my Twitter's open, I should say. I just remembered that I owe someone an email, and I didn't do it because they sent me a DM and asked for me to write something for them, and I didn't do that, and I'm going to do that tomorrow. Let's see. That just reminded me. Wish list was, Discord. I have a Discord. You can join my Discord if you want. You don't have to, but you could. Join my Discord. It's nice. Yesterday, I did my last ever, for now at least, background and characters. I did 52 of these. This is the 52nd one. Every Wednesday, I came out with a new one. They were improvised characters based on images I found on the internet, and I just improvised a character based on that. I had a great time doing it. I'm working on a new project. It'll take a couple weeks before I put out the first one because I want to bank a few and like practice. I won't say what it is. It is another presentational thing. It will involve a lot of my loves. It'll involve anime. It'll involve wrestling. It will involve movies and music, all kinds of pop culture stuff. I'm working on a little project. I don't know if I'm going to do it for a full year, but I'm going to try it out because I think it could be fun. Video games, all kinds of things. It'll involve a lot of different stuff. And mostly it'll involve me talking. And then this week I put out Pat Baer's Anime Club. If you want to hear me talk about my favorite shows of 2019, this is the episode to watch. Episode 6 of Pat Baer's Anime Club is all about my favorite anime shows of the year and 3 that disappointed me. I'm going to drink a little water, which I would recommend you do as well. And your version of water could be just stretching. It could be, rolling your wrist there. It could be standing up if you want to do that. If you haven't done that in a while, we've been going for over an hour. So I'm going to drink a little water here. That is very cold and great. And then I'm going to keep working on this kit. Oops. I'm going to actually mute the stream for a second. I'm going to mute the stream and Carl stream. I'll be back in 1 second. I just want to blow my nose. And you know what? I don't want you to watch or hear me do that. Weird. Be back in 1 second. Okay, and I'm coming back. Hi, I'm back. So weird that I didn't want you to watch me blow my nose or hear me blow my nose. I'm such a weirdo, such a weird streamer that I was like, wait, I don't want to do that. Hey, let's talk about some. We've been talking about anime a lot tonight, but real quick, I just want to talk about the 2 shows that I watched. I'll talk about actually the second one first because it's shorter. Ascendance of a Bookworm is a show that I bounced off of, right? I started watching that show, and I liked it, but I didn't love it. And there was a lot going on. It was coming out, the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for me was 6 shows, and something had to give, and it ended up, or 7 shows actually, and it ended up being 2. Radiant, I stopped watching. I have no interest in going back to Radiant. I know that even if I get interested again, I'm just going to bounce off because I honestly do not care about that show. It's taken me a while to realize that, but yeah, the characters might be fun, but I don't care about the show. And then Bookworm just wasn't really doing anything for me. It was sad, and like I just wasn't in the mood for it. And it's still sad going back to it. I got caught up on it. It's 14 episodes, which is an odd number. Usually you're 12 or 13. The second season is coming back in like April or something. So there's already a second season and they're working on it. And that was fine. It was a fine enough show. I think doing an isekai that's like interesting and sad is cool. I still don't think it's a great show. I think it's an okay show. I understand why some people were like, oh, you're not watching Bookworm? They were surprised I wasn't watching it. I would get why people would think that I would liked it. But yeah, I think I like my isekai a little more action-y. And I think that show has some moments, but it's mostly like, what if this girl who's in a medieval fantasy world shows people how to shampoo hair and clean hair? Like, this person is cooking with sugar. She figured out how to make sweets because she remembers how they got made. Or like whatever. Like, and is revolutionizing a family. And there's like, it's also interesting because it is like a body takeover where like that like matters. It matters a lot that she like took over this character's body or another character's body and like took over her life. It does mean something, and that's kind of interesting. I don't know. Overall, there's some interesting things to it. I just know that I would probably never. I think I was justified in being like, I think I'm good on this show. Like, I understand now why I bounced off of it. The other thing that came out today. Here's the only new show that came out like lately. Which is not true. I'll talk about the other thing in a minute. So Squishy Black Clover is not Black Clover. There was no Black Clover this week. They took a week off, so there was no new episode of Black Clover, which is annoying, but okay. You know, people got to take time off. I get that. And instead, Crunchyroll put out all 8 episodes of Squishy, which is, if you've watched, so it's not Petite Clover, which is the jokes at the end of the show. It's almost like Isekai Quartet or the Blu-ray release, the Puri Puri Paradise or whatever, which is like the little side story in Overlord. It's just a chibi gag story, and some of it is following the plot, and some of it is following side story stuff, and the characters, and it's all the voice actors, and it's. Look, I'm not telling you to go out and watch it instead of Black Clover or in addition to Black Clover. I watched it because I was starved for new anime. And then also, I'll say this. You should Google and I'll link it in chat, and you can watch it later at your own convenience. I don't want to get demonetized, so I'm just going to look for the link to it and try to stop it before it starts. Yeah, I heard 1 second of it there, or 1 moment of it. So the opening to Squishy looks and is... The song is better than the current Black Clover theme. And the art is not what the show is at all, but also looks fucking rad. And it's like, God damn it. This is too cool for what this is. Because this is just like a goof series of extras that would be on a Blu-ray. I do think it's cool that Crunchyroll licensed it and that it's out. I always enjoy that. I generally think that's fucking rad when you start to see those kind of extra things that you don't normally see get licensed, and you start seeing them, show up in shows. I really like that. So, oops. But overall, like it was a fun distraction in a week where there is nothing new in this weird dead zone. I looked at my my first couple episodes because I went through the shows that came out in the last year to do my best of list, or my favorites of anime, and I was looking and I was like, oh, there's like the beginning in January. I would be like, I had an episode where I talk about 2 shows. There were like 2 things that were coming out because there was just like there wasn't shows for me to watch, which is like weird to think about. Now like makes more sense. Like, yeah, we were waiting for the new season, but first couple episodes of first couple build streams 2019, I did not have anime to talk about, and then stuff did come out, but it took a little while. The other show that started this week that I will not be watching because I do not care about it is the director's cut, which is the re-release, like with some new stuff and new backgrounds, some new scenes and new art, redone art for ReZero, which is not a show I enjoy. So I definitely don't think that the bonus is going to like change my mind. It's cool for people that love that show to have more of that show. I think that's awesome. I just I didn't like it when it aired, and I can't imagine that I'll be like super invested in going back to it. I never finished it, Look, do I like the clip where the old man kills the sky whale that killed his beloved? Hell yeah, I think that scene rules. That scene is very cool. There's some good action. Do I love that the main dude just gets utterly decimated all the time? Like, it gets a little old, I think, eventually. Rem, best girl. Yeah, I mean, hey, the episodes I watched, Dirty, Rem seemed great. She seemed very cool, and I was into that. But the show never really took hold. I don't know. Sometimes they just don't. But that's why I need to be better. What I need to be better about is not. I need to be better about, one, letting shows go. Like I let Ascendance go because I was like, I'm not into it. I'm just gonna let this go, right? And I felt good about that. But I wish I had tried Welcome to Demon School, because I really like Welcome to Demon School, and I wish I had given it a shot. I just didn't know that I would like it, so I didn't watch it. And now I'm like, oh man, I could have been watching that every week. The season is over, but the second OP for Fire Force has taken up residence in my head. Yeah, the second song is pretty good. The the character stuff in it was pretty solid. They sort of gave away. They didn't sort of. They totally gave away a reveal, a twist in that about a certain character and her allegiance, and you're like, hey, what's up? What's up? What the fuck? What's going on? We just met that character. Is she a bad? Weird. Okay. So I felt like that wasn't great, but the song itself I think is pretty good, and the opening was pretty solid. I'm excited for more Fire Force because I think that show is really solid, and I would love for it to come out when there isn't so much other good shonen. I hope that it comes out in a period where it can breathe a little bit, maybe, and like people. Also, generally, my hope is with season 2 hype for anime, because it's not always the case, but it is sometimes the case of all of a sudden it becomes like people are like, oh, hey, everyone was talking about that. I'm going to watch the first season because I hear the second season is really good. The second season is coming out, and I hear the show's really good. I think that happened with Mob. I think Mob Psycho did well in its first initial run, but I think the second season definitely helped it. And the show that really did that to me anyway was, I think My Hero Academia, like, it was a combination of the second season coming out and the first season showing up on, I think, Netflix maybe or somewhere. So it was like a confluence of that. And it was just the thing where, like, it suddenly became everywhere and people were just like, wait, what? Mob's opening is right. Yeah, I mean, Mob season 2, hard pressed. Mob season 2, it's probably my favorite show of the year. I think it might be, because even the OVA is good. The OVA for Mob this season is great. I think both OVAs are great, which is like such a nice surprise. Or no, it's only one. There's one for that, but I thought it was great. It took me a while to come around to the season 2 opening. Yeah, I mean, it took a little time, but I still think it's just such a good show. And Mob is such a good boy. He's just such a good boy that I'm so happy that he's fine. He's getting stuff to do and being cool, making it happen. Personal growth is happening for our boy. Our boy's all grown up, getting things together, figuring stuff out. Just proud of him. Alright, so we need C22. Favorite anime opening or ending, says Solf. Wow. That is redeeming a question that I must answer. Solf, first off, great use of cave points. Secondly, yo boy. So of all time, right now I can tell you two openings that are incredible openings that I love with all my heart. One of them is Tank from Cowboy Bebop, because it is, even though it's the first thing you hear from like Kano, and you know that this is going to be, the music in the show is going to be rad. You know the vibe of the show. You know if you're in or you're out when you hear Tank. Like, you just notice, like, okay, this is going to be some adventuring in space, and it's going to be cool as shit and sad sometimes and poignant sometimes, but this is going to be a fucking thing. We're getting into it. So that's one. And then a dark horse. It does, Harold. It has beautiful music. Not a dark. No, I'll say my dark horse. Another one that I love is probably, I think I would go with, I mean, it's going to be a 2 mix. Oh boy. Is it White Reflection? Is that the one? It might be White Reflection. Going from Gundam Wing. It's probably White Reflection. But all of 2 Mix's songs in Wing are great. It's probably White Reflection. And then the dark horse is a song called Freckles for Rurouni Kenshin. I do not remember which opening song Freckles is because there's like 7 songs for Kenshin. Let me look that up. Freckles, Kenshin. Um, so let's see. Yeah, I don't know which one. That Freckles is the English name of Sobakatsu, which is an opening. Um, now, you're saying to yourself, Pat, is one of the reasons why you love that is because it's also a DDR song in English and it's really fun and it's a remix of Freckles. The English remix of Freckles is a really, really fun DDR song. And yeah, it made it better. It's still a good opening for an anime. It's a very good opening for an anime. But what takes it over the top is that. Now, themes, right? Fairy Tail has a really good fight theme. One Piece. Oh god, what is it called? I gotta look this up. One Piece. Piece. Overtaken. Overtaken is the which they've done a few times in the show when they're walking to a thing to do some shit. And then it's like, and you hear this like the bump 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 like that thing that's happening when they're like walking to go kick some ass. Either it's Frankie's house or Ein's lobby or the walk to Arlon Park or the one they do in one of the movies because they do it in one of the movies. I think it's Shinky, the Shinky movie. When that fucking music hits and you're just like, oh, they did it at Fishman's Island. I mean, the Arlong one is incredible, Arlong Park, because it's just like punches the door down to the courtyard door and just goes, which one's Arlong? Like, who am I gonna fucking punch? Oh, beautiful. And then also, what's his name? Ichigo's theme. Ichigo's theme. Which is in English and incredible. Number 1. If you've never heard number 1, now I don't monetize. Fuck it. You know what? We're gonna do it. I don't monetize this on YouTube. This might give it trouble here. If I get silenced for a minute here on Twitch, I apologize. Watch it on YouTube later. But right now, Food Wars, Dirty, you're not wrong. Right now, I just need to hear this song. So we're gonna fucking You haven't had to watch Bleach. You just know when you hear that chorus kick in your mind's eye, someone is kicking ass. Someone is punching or kicking, in this case, swinging a cool-ass sword that is responding to his very soul energy, and he is fighting a bunch of people. He is overcoming the odds. He's saving the day. He's got it. It's not the point where he unlocks a new power that is cheating and he shouldn't have, and you're, wait, what's going on? This is just like, this dude is doing it and getting it done. It's one of the best examples of that ever. I mentioned, Dragon Ball Super has their song that, like, comes back in. I forget the name of it. That theme, like, comes in a lot, and you're just like, when you start hearing it, you're like, oh, Goku's about to do something real cool. Okay, good. Like, you get the sense that that's coming. Like, I think that is obviously important in Shonen to have those kind of things and fighting anime. But that song, there's just that fucking guitar riff that comes in as the song is building to the chorus, the pre-chorus, where you're like, ooh, all right, something's about to happen. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, there's just a kind of quiet little guitar riff, and you're like, wait, what the fuck's happening right now? Oh. It's such a good song, and it's so cool. And then they used it, because here's the thing. Toonami fucked it up a little bit. They didn't fuck it up. They used that song in an ad about how cool Bleach is to help for people to be like, hey, check out Bleach. And they used it in a scene where it isn't in the scene. They just used it in a thing of him being awesome, because it wasn't in that, and it should have been. They did the right thing, but it definitely, like, messed me up when I went to watch it years later, going back to it and going like, wait, where's that cool thing where's my Ichigo theme? Oh, I love it so much. The opening, I feel like Japan made up a large demand of electric guitars in the world. Yes, I mean, like, here's the thing. Right now, everything is like, not everything. A lot of anime songs are rap rock, and J-rap is that's where a lot of it's going. Like, does Welcome to Demon School Irakun need a cool hip hop opening song? No, it's weird that it has it. It's very out of place, in my opinion. It should just be like a piano theme or something. I don't know. Their closing theme is also weird because it really is trying to... It makes it seem like it's a harem anime, which it's not. It's got an odd ending theme. Earlier, you said Death March to the Parallel World, Dirty. I thought that, yeah, that closing theme was fun. Was pretty fun. I like that one. Here's one that took a second to remember. Oh, yeah, go to the Count of Monte Cristo. Okay, Dirty. All right. Respect. Also, hey, how can I talk about opening themes without talking about Yu Yu Hakusho? Yu Yu Hakusho's opening theme is incredible. And then they have never, like, was it, who licensed Yu Yu? Was it Funimation? I want to say it was Funimation did, like, I forget what it is. Whoever did, or maybe it was Ocean, whoever did the first dub of it, they just got someone that sounded like the voice, the singer, to sing the English lyrics. It's not the same singer. It's a different artist. They just got someone that sounded like her and did the English. And I just think that fucking rules because it's a good version of the song. Outlaw Star, yeah, I think the Outlaw Star opening was solid. It's lost in my brain, but I won't disagree with you. Yes, the Outlaw Star. Well, I mean, so much of Outlaw Star is, yeah. They at some point decided, hey, we're gonna try to end stronger than the show. maybe deserves, and we're gonna get a little deeper than the show maybe should, which I don't always mind in anime, but sometimes does feel a little like y'all don't need this. Y'all need to be like this. No reason to be heavy. This one was a fairly light action show. You don't really need to get deeply heavy at the end, but that happens. Sometimes it just happens. I'm trying to think of other ones that really work for me. Let me go back. Oh. I mean the ones that spring to mind. Oh well, yeah. Uruma-chan's theme is really fun. It's just a fun theme, Dirty. It's just a fun opening theme. The weird little breakdown, the sing-songy thing, is an odd part of that song, but it's very chill and fun. Yeah, that's a good theme. I mean, it's very fitting for the show. That's the real thing is that that theme just works for that. Lashbrook, so Solf says Nichio opening was great. I think that was good for the show. Lashbrook, Cruel Angel Ceases. Yes, I mean when the horns come in, it's the thing of I know that song, right? When I first watched that fan sub years ago, and it was just and you're like, what? Why is this jazzy? What the fuck? It started off because it starts off it's gonna be a really somber song. You're like, that makes sense. I heard this is a weird show, so sure. And then it just gets jazzy and good. You're like, what the fuck? What is this show? Trying to think of modern examples. Hidamari Sketch, that one is fantastic. That, you know what? You're not wrong. That is a good one. Trying to think of. The closing theme for In Another World with My Smartphone is interesting. I don't know if it's a great song, but the way they did the closing theme was they had different characters of the girls sing different the different parts, the lead part in it, because there's there's a bunch of characters in love with that dude. So they would have that, and then the art would show the different character in the lead, and then everyone sing together. That one's pretty good. This season, Didn't I Say to Make My Abilities Average in the Next Life is a really good, fun song. It's all the voice actors is singing, and it's together, and they're doing fun poses, and it's a very even though occasionally that show was a little poignant, it's mostly just fun, and it's got a good little dance to it. It's it's very fun. That one's good. And then the closing theme to it was the Mummy one. How to Raise a Mummy? Is it How to Raise a Mummy? No, it's like that. Is that the name of it? Yes. How to Keep a Mummy. How to Keep a Mummy. The closing theme to How to Keep a Mummy is really cute and fun, and it has a weird slowdown and a fun dance to it. That one's really good. And then also another modern one that is a very fun theme is the opening to Love is Hard for Otaku. Love is Hard for Otaku's opening theme is very fun. And really gives you a sense of what the show is going to be. I mean, yeah, Duran Duran rules. I mean, you're not wrong. And then, of course, if you're talking modern anime, you're talking about, meme culture. Giovanni's theme, people fucking love Giovanni's theme from JoJo. the latest JoJo. People fucking love Giovanni's theme. It's good. Uh, but it's not like, to me, it's not, it doesn't rank, but whatever. People really seem to like that theme. So, sure. People really like it. They like it. I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm not gonna stand here and say it's that it doesn't belong in conversation. I still haven't seen an episode of JoJo. I would say, Dirty, if you're ever interested in watching JoJo, season 2, Battle Tendency, there's a remake of the first thing that's like a condensed version. But really, you don't want to watch the old JoJo. You probably don't. You probably want to start with Diamond is Unbreakable, which is the second to last series. Watch it, and you're just like, and then a couple characters show, because like it's fairly self-contained, even though the one of the two main characters was in the previous whole series. But if you walk into it, I think you can start with Diamond's Unbreakable and have a good time, because there are characters that don't know what's going on, so they do get explanations of what's happening. People like Golden Wind a lot, which is the last one, and it is fairly separate. There's a couple characters that make appearances that were in other things. It's mostly self-contained, but I just didn't like it as much. But I would say the Diamond is Unbreakable is a quality series to check out, or is probably the one to check out. But I don't know. I might be wrong on that. I'm not the biggest JoJo person, but I do appreciate what the series is and what it does. Golden Wind was okay. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, I kind of stopped watching it, and then I got caught up, and I like the fight scenes, but I think the fight... Here's a weird thing to say. I think there are too many fight scenes in Golden Wind. I don't think there's enough weird stuff and character interactions that don't involve fighting. I think, like, seeing characters you know are going to fight soon, but you're not going to watch them fight yet, you're just going to see them be weird. You know, like, I don't know. I think that there's just maybe too many action scenes back to back and not enough breathing room. Not enough, like, weird downtime, which I really like. That's just one of the things I liked about Diamond is Unbreakable. There were, like, things happening that later paid off, but at the time you're like, I don't know what this is. What's this moment? What are we doing here? Who's this person? And then you would find out. You'd be like, oh, okay. All right, so I need C20 and C20 and A22. Alright, so we'll do this. 20 and A22. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think if there's any other, like, oh, well, you definitely got to listen to this if you haven't, songs that are on, like, in my brain. I can't really think of one right now. If I think of one, I'll let you know. But right now I can't think of any other music that I'm like, this is the fucking song, you gotta listen to this, from a modern era. Because, like, You're a Nice Opener is good. I don't disagree with you. I do think that is solid. I will say, the Laid Back Camp opening song, I think, is very fun for the show. And I think, like, charted in Japan, which was kind of fun and, like, is a fun theme. I don't think it's, like, it didn't really stick with me as it did. I know some people really, really, like, you know, like, loved it. It didn't really, but I think it is, like, a good song to be like, yeah, I'm about to watch some Laid Back Camp. I think it's the same voice actors, or the same singer is doing this new one, which I heard and didn't love as much. I was like, okay, all right, this is okay. So, you know, that happens. I don't know if I know that show, Solf. I might not know that one. You know, I haven't seen every series, so I can't say that I can talk about every single one. You Say Run? Is that the name of it? From My Hero? Is... Yes, You Say Run. You Say Run is good. That is a good one from My Hero Academia. That is a good song. And the versions are good. Yeah. I think that one is pretty damn solid and iconic for, especially for the current era of anime, like the last few years. Short series, very impactful. Okay, huh? Yeah, I don't think I know that one. I might look up the name later and be like, oh yeah, it just didn't stick the name. But I don't know. I don't think I know that one. Now I have just one beat, just communication stuck in my head. Oh, also, I mean, just communication is now in my head, so it's not White Reflection. It's just communication. And then let's see. Is it Deja Vu? It's not Deja Vu. What would be the? Is there? It's probably Around the World. No, you know what it is? It's Rage Your Dream. It's Rage Your Dream, the first ending theme to Initial D. It's Rage Your Dream is more than Around the World. Around the World is great. Do not get me wrong, but it's Rage Your Dream. From Move. I mean, it's Move, right? I mean, it's gonna be a Move song. If I'm gonna pick an Initial D song, it's gonna be Move. God, I can't believe that Battle Stage didn't have a Move song. I'm looking it up right now. It wasn't a fucking Move song. And it was like, what are we even doing here? And then, of course, very early on in Initial D, Edo Boys, No One Sleep in Tokyo. Look. Fuck it. We're going to listen to it now. I don't care. We're doing it. I'm going to listen to No One Sleep in Tokyo right now.
4, 3, 2.
What? This is some dumb thing here. Somebody's intro. Oh, this is a fucking remix? Fuck this shit. No, that's not the version. I apologize, everybody. There we go. Nope, this is wrong. That's No Sleep Till Tokyo. Here we go.
4, 3.
There we go.
2.
Yes.
1.
I forgot. That's the intro. It's pretty good. You just have to imagine cars driving in this part. It's good. It is good. I've forgotten about that intro part, so I thought it was a weird version. But that's not a weird version. That's just the intro part of that song. Now I want to listen to. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I mean, is it Deja Vu? Deja Vu is really good. Deja Vu is very good. God. All right, I'm just gonna play it. Big O intros, it's good. Yeah. Around the world. It's around the world. What am I even talking about? It's around the world. It's around the world. All right, I'm gonna play this out. This is gonna do it for the old Bill with Baer workshop. I'll be back on Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern to continue this kit. We're gonna finish up the legs here, and we'll put it all together. We'll do the waist. And then we'll move on to our next kit. This is a good song. It's just a good song. But yeah, we'll keep working on this. As I said, I'm going to do the other one of this off screen or off stream, but I'll continue working on this one here. So I'll see you on Saturday as we continue with this kit. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out here on the Bill with Baer workshop. Watch the YouTube version if there are parts of this stream that are just muted. Thank you all so much, and have a great rest of your evening. I'm going to run an ad. You don't have to watch it, but you can. Bye-bye.